Thursday, the 23rd of April, folks. Yes. I can't remember what it says. Just bear with me. I never claimed to be the smartest person on the planet. Yeah, 3 months, 13 weeks, 91 days. I'd been in hospital at this time last year. I was told I was getting a skin graft on the Friday, which, yeah, didn't happen again. And I told that I'd be home either Saturday or Monday. I mean, as I've told you previously, it was the 5th appointment that I actually finally went in and had my skin graft. And as much as I appreciate, excuse me, as much as I appreciate the Hands unit were and still are an emergency unit, you know, dealing with stitching fingers on and stuff like that, no matter how many times the people who were dealing with my health, the number of times they were telling them, look, it's a priority. He needs this neck flash wound sorting out so he can have his kidney done, take his kidney out. But they didn't seem to listen to that. Like I said, I was due to go in. I can't remember if this one was second or third appointment that they'd made. I think it might be third because this time last year it was Wednesday. It got cancelled on the Friday, and I basically put my foot down Friday morning. As soon as they told me it was cancelled, I put my foot down and just said, I want to go home. I understood that the logistics of me going from Barnsley Hospital to Sheffield Northern General, having my skin graft, coming back to Barnsley and then getting discharged. I understand the logistics around that were easier and made more sense, but I was bored. My mental health was suffering more than anything else. So yeah, when it got cancelled on the Friday, I put my foot down and now, fuck this, I want to go home. And as soon as I said that to Chelsea, or what sister in charge that morning, she put everything was put into motion. And yeah, it's 23rd now, I came home at 25th. So effectively at this moment in time, I'd got 2 more days left in hospital. Not even 2 full, in fact, yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, yeah, I had 2 full days and then half a day. But yeah, I mean, it's a bizarre thing to think that you've been in hospital for a full 3 months. Admittedly, the first 3 and a bit weeks, or 22 days, I wasn't aware of everything because I was in my induced coma, but yeah. So it is, so it goes. Excuse me. If you just give me 1 second, and again, I need to have a look at something because I know that me and Vicky had a conversation, and I can't remember if it was anything relevant. So just bear with me. Yeah, so the conversation I was having with Vicky via WhatsApp this day 12 months ago were basically saying that, you know, well, you don't know, I'll tell you, that the conversation had been that potentially going home on Saturday or Monday, that I'd been doing my physio. Because I forget, that just because I haven't got photos or anything, I have been doing physio. The biggest part of my physio for me to come home were going up and down steps. Now, they'd got a set of steps that they were like 3 at one side, 4 at other, with varying degrees of steepness and depth of step. And the first time I tried it, I could not even get my foot onto the step. And it broke me. It absolutely broke me. They'd come to my room, and it was literally only up corridor, and we'd been doing some walking up and down with physios and my stroller thing, but they come to my room and wheeled me up in a wheelchair, so I weren't being knackered before I got there. And I stood at the bottom of these steps with my hands on both rails, and I couldn't lift my bad foot, the one that's been fused for 24 years, I couldn't even lift that up onto the step. As I might have said previously, your muscles, you lose 20% of muscle mass every day that you're not mobile. Like you've got 100%, you lose 20. Then you lose 20% of that 100% next day. Then you lose 20%. And I'd been in a induced coma for 3 weeks. So there was that. Shut up. Shut up. It's baby Rudy's mum and dad walking past. So I'd had 3 weeks of being out of it and not moving. Then another couple of weeks before they got me moving. So I'd lost a lot of mass in my legs. And I mean, I still ain't got... I used to be right chuffed with my legs. They used to be probably my best feature. But my from my knees down is still skinny. Hence the fact I got the rowing machine and I'm working on it. But yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't physically get my foot on the step. They tried me the next day and I did it first attempt. So it's all a lot of well-being and a lot of health stems from this. It's a bizarre thing. It really is. But then once I managed to get up and down these practice steps, they take me out at ward and I'd go up and down real stairs because like our toilet's upstairs. So they had to be sure my bed's upstairs again, obviously. So they had to be sure that I was safe in going up and down stairs. Vicky and our Finn, bless them, Vicky went out and got some rails because we're no handrails on our stairs, but we have now. And she put her and our Finn put 2 handrails and a grab rail on the stairs, ready for me coming home. So yeah, I pushed myself, and I did, and it's. There were only twice that I didn't do physio when they came and asked me, and it was a daily thing, and there were only 2 days that I didn't. One was a day where I got, I'd been out with Vicky and I'd thrown up. She'd take me she'd come and visited me, and occasionally she'd get a wheelchair and she'd take me to hospital restaurant, which they didn't mind, you know. I were allowed to do, and then she took me outside and I threw up. They came to do me my physio later that day and it was like, no thank you, I'm not. And then the other time that I refused was they came about 10 minutes after I'd had my dressing changed. And again, as much as it didn't hurt, it knocked it out of me, having my dressing changed. Because you've got to remember, I was still on a vac machine at this time. Albeit it was a small one, I was still on one, and it still got quite a big hole in my gut. So yeah. Oh, speaking of health matters, told you I went to see GP, well, not GP, I went to see diabetes nurse yesterday. The first thing she said to me as we walked through the door, as Vicky come with me, was, I don't know why we've got you here. I don't know why we've asked you to come in. Well, you don't know, I'm certain I don't. All I know is I had my blood tests, and I got a phone call saying that they had come down, but you wanted to see me, so here I am. And we sat and we went through it, and I'll show you. You just take a look at this. So these are my blood levels. As you can see, green is good. The browny orange is ambery, not so good. That were Easter week, by the way. And as you can see, the mainly in the 9s. There's occasional like 1-7, maybe. This is what I showed her yesterday, and she was more than happy with all of this. So yes, you were happy with it. I were a bit concerned at the number of ambers I had, and she says, no, that's perfectly fine. She says, anyway, you know, up to about 12 is all right. You know, we'd be a bit concerned if you are frequently in amber. She says, but no, and my main bloods, like, they've come down from 70 something to 52. I'm like, right, yes, but they're supposed to be 48. And she's like, yeah, but we've got a bit of give and take. So you being 52 as you are at the moment is nothing to be concerned about. She says, we're more than happy with where you're at. Ideally, they need to be 48. But everybody's got variance. Me, I'm not using it as an excuse, but me only having one kidney makes my levels be a bit all over the place. But she's more than happy with 52. She'd like it to come down, but she's happy with 52. She's happy that I'm hitting that many 9s, between 8s. I8s and 9s, I9s. She's not over concerned that I'm hitting 10s. So yeah, basically I've got to, just before we go on holiday, I have to make an appointment so that when I come back off holiday, excuse me, I can have my bloods done again and see where we're at. She says if they've not come down much, or at all more, they're going to increase my Mounjaro dose. So there we are. I mean, she's happy with it. I'm happy with it. I'm making moves to lose weight, and everything's rock and roll and hunky dory. And I think on that, I know we'll call it a day. There was something I'm going to tell you that happened 4 years ago today, but I'll tell you about that tomorrow, because I'll be waffling again otherwise. So I will see you again tomorrow, people. Enjoy your Thursday. It's brightened up here, so I haven't been on the rowing machine yet today. I only went on it once yesterday. Oh, you shouldn't have done that, Sam. There we go. I'm on a bit of a lean, and I don't know why. But yeah, so I haven't been on rowing machine yet today. Only went on it once yesterday because my calf were hurting. So I'm going to go on it this afternoon, then maybe do another 5 minutes tonight. But it's getting easier. It's getting easier. Oh, right. I told you I'd waffle, didn't I? I will catch you tomorrow, folks. Have a good Thursday, TTFN.